It's kind of funny, when you think about it, how different life can turn out, and all of a sudden you're doing something completely different than what you originally set out to do. I was talking to a friend of mine a couple of days ago, and she asked me, Peter, how does it feel to reach the point in your career where you're at right now? And I was thinking to myself, man, I don't really have a good answer to this because I haven't really stopped and reflected on everything that has been going on the last couple of years. And I mean, just a couple of years ago, my main source of income was being a forklift driver part-time on the night shift with probably the worst boss that I've ever had. I still remember it to this day that when I worked and when I was driving my forklift, he walked along when I was driving, and every single time that I stopped to put on a new playlist for some music to enjoy when I was driving, he wrote that down, and he come to me at the end of the week saying that you stopped at these and these times. And at that moment I was thinking to myself, you know what, this is something that I never want to go back to. He was the worst boss that I've ever had. So I decided to ask around a couple of friends and relatives and see if there was any possibility that I could get another job. Maybe part-time, maybe full-time. It didn't really matter that time because I just wanted to get away from that. And then I got this interview for a part-time position at DHL Express where the main thing was to unload boxes onto a conveyor belt. But I thought to myself, you know what? Anything is gonna be better than the boss and the job that I currently had. So I hadn't really started the whole photography and videography thing back then, and I didn't have a thought out plan that I wanted to become a freelancer within photos and videos, and I certainly didn't have any plans on becoming a YouTuber. After I had worked a couple of months on DHL, I realized that working part-time wouldn't be enough for me to have some sort of sustainability in my life. So I either had to get a full-time job on DHL Express or a full-time job on someplace else. And I guess you could say that I was on the right place at the right time, because just at that moment they were looking for someone to cover up for someone that was on a long-term sick leave. So instead of leaving DHL and trying to find a new job, I decided to stay at the position that I'd been given. But I still thought to myself that, you know what, some point in time that person that is on long-term sick leave is gonna come back, and then my position is gonna be gone. But there's always this saying that if you want something bad enough, you gotta work really hard for that. And that is exactly what I did. And a couple of months passed by, and all of a sudden that person decided to come back, and I was thinking to myself, okay, now I have to go back work part-time. But what happened is that I got offered a fixed position instead because someone decided to leave. So I guess that you can say that again, I was at the right place at the right time. So after I got that fixed position, I decided to keep on working as hard as I possibly can to show them how good and valuable that I was for the company. And a couple of months passed by, I think it was maybe half a year, maybe a year, and they offered me to become a team lead for a team of 29 people. I think that this was around summer 2017, and that was when I decided to start this channel because I wanted to become better at making videos and shooting photos and all of those things, and being consistent in something is the best way to improve in that specific area. But it wasn't easy to keep up the momentum and keep posting videos, and I didn't really know if I wanted to do the videos in English or do them in Swedish, or which kind of path that I wanted to go. But the most important thing was that I was posting videos. A couple of more months passed by, and I think it was in the end of 2017, somewhere in December, I got offered to become the supervisor of the entire team that I had been a team leader for, which was so incredibly huge and still is one of the biggest happenings in my work career. In one way, I was thinking to myself whoa, this is definitely a career choice that has been good for me, because now I'm a supervisor, I have the possibility to climb up even more, and if I just stay and keep working hard, then that might just happen. But it was also this point where I started thinking to myself that you know what? Maybe I can start pushing my YouTube channel a little bit more and become a little bit more consistent and learn how to make better videos so that I can become some sort of like freelancer part-time in the future, because that would be so awesome. And I've always wanted to work with something that is creative. Maybe like creating music or drawing or making videos or taking photos. Something that I can get a creative outlet from is definitely something that I want to work with. So as I got the job as a supervisor, I also got a higher paycheck, which basically allowed me to like buy all the things that I couldn't afford before, because you don't make enough money when you're working a part-time job to buy a Sony a7 III or a microphone or huge lights or stuff like that. But now I had the possibility to do so, and I thought to myself, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go all in. So I decided to take the money that I made from being a supervisor to buy all the equipment that I needed to make better videos. And during the entire year of 2018, I tried to be as consistent as I possibly could with my uploads here to this channel. I also managed to get a couple of clients during that year that I could work with on the weekends and then work my daytime job on the weekdays. So within 2.5 years, I managed to go from unloading boxes onto a conveyor belt part-time to becoming a full-time network support agent, to becoming a team leader, and then ultimately becoming a supervisor. And it wasn't really until the fall of 2018 that I decided to take some time off from my daytime job. So you had basically 3 months from when you apply until your time off starts. And that was the 4th of January 2019. At that point, we were approximately 1,000 subscribers here on the channel, and never ever did I think that YouTube would be a possible career choice that I could do and actually make a living from this. Fast forward to now, which is May 2020, and we are over 271,000 subscribers here on the channel, which still is a number that I can't really comprehend because it's so huge. So I guess you could say that I was at the right place at the right time when I started this YouTube channel. And there's probably a little bit of luck thrown in there as well. But you know the saying, luck usually comes to those who work hard. So are you gonna sit around and wait for your luck? Or are you gonna do whatever it takes to find it?